Woods. Well, it is Thursday, February 27th, Ontario Election Day. This is a particularly important one given the world circumstances, or at least the circumstances between Canada and, I won't say the United States because the average American doesn't want any part of this, but us and Trump. Anyways, be that as it may, I'll say right out the bat, please like, share, and subscribe. People are telling me I should do that at the beginning. Okay. As you can see, we've had another bit of a snow. It's warm today. It's +2 Celsius. Headed down to my mom's like usual to grab her mail and her newspaper. But we have a little tiny of an adventure. Just going to go up the road. One of my neighbors is selling a work pickup truck that I mentioned to Mark at the Starlink company. And he's interested in the truck. So I know where the guy is, so I'm just going to take a drive by there because I'm not 100% sure who it is yet, but once I drive there, I'll know who it is. Anyways, I already reached out to him on Kijiji. Now, saying all that, there's other news. I guess I'll do that while we're driving. One part of the news is this grizzly is leaving me. I'm going to end up giving this to True for a bunch of reasons. And other news. Well, it's getting cold tonight, so that's news. It's been warm. I haven't been running the wood stove now for 3 or 4 days. I've been on the old dial because it's just, it's pointless to start the stove up, and it's going to be too hot in there and all the rest of it. So once we get the awning built, I just gave news. Once we get the awning built, that door there will be open to the next part. Like when you walk in, there'll be a screened in part and stuff like that, so it won't be directly to the outside. And then of course the awning will be covering everything. We're going to raise the we're finally going to do the deck this spring, and so I'll be able to put my firewood under there and keep everything clean and neat and everything. And at the same time that we're doing that, we're going to put a roof over it because this roof is just, it's leaking in places and stuff, so it's time to pull the pin on that. So that is kind of a hint as to what's going on. That sounds like I have a little bit of more money in my pocket, which I technically don't, but I do. All right, I know that sounds confusing, but yeah, let's head down to Mom's and get that done. But yeah, tonight I got to bring some firewood and get ready. It's going down to -13 Celsius tonight. So there's more snow coming tomorrow. I think there's about another foot coming, possibly more. Okay, I got my coffee in there. Heat's on. Oh. I was in town yesterday. I got the oil changed on the pickup truck here. It was well overdue. It's done. Very happy. It's a company in Perth called Big A's Oil Changing or something, auto service, I don't know, but they do mostly oil change and they are super fast. Patrick at the front desk, absolutely great guy. They're great. We were kidding around. I said, it's like, well, I said, you probably heard this 1,000 times, but I'm going to be a bad one. I haven't changed this oil in far too long. Like bad, probably going to be sludge coming out of it. Well, no sludge came out of it. It was just very black oil. But they're like, no. We've seen a lot worse. And I'm like, but that's no excuse to keep being lazy. So I'm supposed to go back there in, the hell did he put here? Oh, I was supposed to come back when it's 31,000 kilometers, which is about 8,000 kilometers. So what is that in miles for you Americans? 8 times 6 is 480. 4,800 miles, I guess, a little close to 5,000. So anyways, let's go check that mail. Put it in 4-wheel drive. I'm not going to mess around with this. Okay. So yeah, I got the synthetic put in and all that. I've been finding it seems to be better oil for a bunch of things. Okay, well, it doesn't look like I have any mail. No surprise. Okay, are we good to go? We are. Yay. So yeah, I'm really happy that's done. There's a say. So we're going to go have a look at this pickup truck. It's only about 3 miles from here, so it's like a quick drive, but thought I'd do a video and yappity yap, but go get Mom's stuff done here first. So I'm just going to put you guys down for a minute. I won't bother stopping. Actually, I can. I'll just push stop and then start it again. That way it makes it easier on the editing too. So, okay. And you're not staring at empty space, and I don't have to do like extra speed. Ooh, what's that? Oh, okay, I thought something had been in here. Okay, I'll be right back, okay? You guys won't really notice, but I'll put like one of those little transitions. Okay, hang on a minute. All right, I'm back. Just heading out my mom's laneway here. It's just newspaper. So she saw me and waved like she does every day. Anyways, watch next now. This is going to get stopped because she won't be able to resist. She'll call. And I'm like, there's no reason to call. You don't need to thank me. It's what I do. I'm your son. Been doing this only for like, I don't know, 12, 15 years, whatever it is, since I've been back on family land here. Our family's land. So, all right, so we're headed up to Watson's Corners, which is always that little town I tell you guys about. I just got to take it out of four-wheel drive. Still haven't found out whether I actually need to stop this thing to do that. You're supposed to put it in neutral, so I'm kind of thinking that's what it is. I mean, I rarely have to drive around four-wheel drive. I would have to do it even rarely if I didn't have these shit tires, which I always complain about. You guys know that already recently. Alrighty, so we have a little thing to chat about here. So I can't remember. I've got everything uploaded. I'm just doing the last upload today that I was up to date on, and that has to do with snow removal. So you'll see this after, obviously, but or an RV, you know, a build or to do a build or whatever I was going to do. I looked at buying back my other one from Brett, but no, it's not going to work because the shower thing, and I want to put in the composting toilet. Anyways, I stumbled across a 30-foot bus that's in Quebec. It's about 3 hours northeast of Montreal, and she's a beauty. Now, she's not finished, which is good because then I can put in the things. The guy stopped it because he had to stop the project for family issues. So he's put all this money into it already. He has all got the solar, all that stuff. It's not installed, but he's got all that. He's got all kinds of stuff. He's got, like cupboards, everything. Okay, but it's all just sitting in there loose kind of thing. The bus runs fine. It's got a international DT 466 diesel connected to an Allison transmission, and that's the first thing I actually asked him. And as soon as I heard Allison transmission, and even though I don't like DT 466s for when I was driving dump truck, for a 30-foot long bus turning into a schoolie, it's perfectly acceptable, and I'm quite happy. They're good. It's a 2013. So it's, not new, but it's not like 1990s or 80s or worse. So anyways, it's like, okay, I think it's even pre-DEF fluid. That one, I'm not sure, but I don't care. I mean, DEF fluid's no big deal to me. Okay, so we're in Watson's Corners. And I remember this. Yeah, I remember the guy's address. So hang on a minute. So I reached out to the guy. He turns out his English is really not good. So I'm having a translation thing going on. More on that later, because that's from a female friend I hadn't heard from in 6 years. I'll be going to have dinner with her in Toronto. I'll explain that one because it kind of connects with the bus thing. So anyways, we spoke briefly. He doesn't come back from Florida until March the 20th. So we've been talking. I told him I was serious about it, and that kind of thing. So I said, yeah, I'm going to come see it. I'll bring a certified check with me, and then we'll just fill the amount in or whatever, right? Or I don't know how that works, but anyway, something like that. We may have to settle on a price beforehand, and then, because maybe the bank has to put that number on there. So I'll find out. I went to the bank yesterday. I forgot to ask them. So anyways, okay, what's the address here? No, that's not it. Where are we here? Am I going the wrong way? I swore it was this way because I was almost sure I knew exactly which place we're talking about here. What's his fucking blue signs are hard to see. No, it's this way. Okay, good. So yeah, I think it's exactly the place I think it is too. It used to be an old audio garage when I was a kid. It's long back. So he bought that this whoever this guy is, but oh no, did I pass it already? Where am I here? Okay, hang on a minute here. I'm gonna get some addressing here. Slow down, there's nobody here anyway. So 27. Oh, yeah, it's just up here. Okay. So anyways, yeah, this isn't for me, this pickup truck. It's a Ford F-350 diesel, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what's this one? 1170. What is all these weird addresses? So I guess 1170 is that, because this is showing up in the 2000s. It's confusing. Oh, maybe it's this guy, because I did see... Nope. Okay, I passed it already. Okay, well, I'll just have to turn around. That's definitely not this guy. I don't know this guy. He's doing logging back here. I didn't know anybody was doing that here before. Can't figure out where this guy is. Oh, fuck off. Come on. These shitty city at street tires. Need my Coopers. Okay, so we're talking about the bus and everything. So, beauty. Problem is we're having communication issues because French English, and so this doesn't make sense. It's jumping from one to the other. This doesn't make sense at all. This is 2740. This is not it. 2742. God damn it. Unless I looked at the address wrong. Okay, well, I don't think he put the address wrong in his place. All right, well, we've gone for a little drive, maybe for nothing. So, anyway, we'll go back there where I can get away from here for a second, and then I'll shut you guys off for a minute, and I'll go look at the ad again, make sure I didn't get it wrong. So, yeah, the numbers are still going down, so that's definitely not it. Okay, so we're talking about the bus. So anyways, the bus is drivable. He told me that when I get up there, if I decide to take it, we can just throw a trip per minute and I can drive it right back here. I told him where I was. So we got that much across to each other. But, there's always a but. You guys know how things are with buts, right? In the meantime, he put it as pending, okay, which means he sold it. So I'm thinking, well, did you sell that out from underneath me? You had it up for some time. Nobody responded to you. But no, that's not what happened. What happened was, I'm just going to turn around here. And I'm going to turn around again and park my ass here by the church. There's a little parking lot here. I hope I can get in there. Turn around. I don't really have to do that, but oh, it's completely blocked off, so I guess I'm not going in there. Hang on. Oops. Knocked you guys all over the place here, right? This thing's starting to get wore out, I think. Which would surprise me. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to look at this addressing thing. Hey everyone. Well, there is no 27. Anyway, that address. Just gonna let somebody pass by me here. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the bus. And this money from my dad's old pension I can use. So anyways, like I said, there's not a miscommunication. I just think there's some things that we're not getting quite clear to each other. So anyways, if we put the pending, because what happened was somebody went by there and told him that there was a couple of small leaks in the bus. Now, what he answered is that the top of the bus is a one-piece fiberglass roof on it. So I'm like, okay, well that bodes well. But like I told him, I said, where your AC unit is, sometimes the rubber seals around them get old, dry, worn, and they'll leak a bit. The other thing he was trying to say in English was he thought it might be some of the windows or one of the windows or whatever have you, right? So anyways, but like I said, but it was like, I have your number. The last message says like, I have your number. I know where to reach you. But like, you have to read it and just go, okay, this is not clear. Is he telling me, no, he's not going to sell it to me? Because he was kind of like, when he found out about the leaks, it's like, no way am I having something to do with that or something. So it's like, okay. So anyways, this girl that I haven't seen in years, we ended up following each other on Instagram. She followed me and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard from her in 6 years. And she's living in Toronto, but she travels around the country in a motor coach. She's out in BC right now. And she'll be coming back here in April. And she's not shy for camera, so whatever goes on between the two of us, it'll be on camera. But she wants me to come down to Toronto and have dinner with her when she gets back and stuff. I'm like, okay. So I asked her, I said, are you able to translate English into proper Quebecois French? Parisian French, like for France, that is a bit different French than it is in Quebec. She is originally from Quebec, can speak perfect Quebecois French. So I want to make sure that I'm not, even with French, making sure I'm very clear what I'm trying to find out. Because if he's just dicking me around and somebody else, he decided to sell it out from underneath me, because it's like you're supposed to stay in line, like respectfully, but I don't know this guy now, and he doesn't know me. But anyways, if he sold it or was, put pending because he didn't, he gave me a bullshit story, he's selling out from underneath me or whatever, well, I'm not going to be happy, and I'll say that to him, but I won't make the deal with him on the bus. I don't think that's what it is, but I need to be clear on it. And then I also need to be clear is like, okay, are you going to call me when you get back from Florida to tell me what's what? And I want to explain to him, if the leaks are small, don't worry about it. We have to do the construction anyways, so it's not as if, we can't fix these sorts of things, because it's nice. It's 30 feet. It's longer than what I wanted, that kind of thing, but it's just too nice to pass up. And it is something I could live in permanently, like once, I eventually have to leave home. So saying all that, if he doesn't, well, I've also been looking for other ones, and I found a couple others. This other one that I'm kind of half serious looking at is not a bus, it's an RV, but it's been gutted, which is like, okay, that's handy. But anyways, we'll see. So I got to get that wing. So I wrote a little short blurb to send to the fellow. His name is Michel, like the French version. It's a guy's name, not a girl. So you guys would probably look at it and go, oh, that's Michael, but it's not. It's Michel. So anyways, so we'll see what he answers back. And if he I'll know what he tells me, whether he's full of shit or not. Like I say, I don't think so, because it's still showing as pending, and if somebody had already bought it or whatever, he would have taken it down. But I don't think that's the case. I think he's pending for me so that he checks it, so he doesn't feel like he's going to be selling me a piece of junk. He's a business owner, and coincidentally, he builds concrete businesses. He owns a company that does that, and I saw a picture of him standing next to a ready-mix cement mixer. So it's like a concrete mixer. It's not cement. Cement is the powder that we use. A lot of people, you don't know that. Ready-mix is what it's supposed to be. Ready-mix concrete is the proper name for it, what you buy. So anyways, so I told him, I said, well, I worked for Lafarge Canada and blah, 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 did concrete trucks all my life, dump trucks. So it was kind of like that part we were able to get across to each other, although very rough, like I say. Not his fault. Not my fault. We're just from two different parts of the world. Where he lives, there's really no reason for people to learn to speak English unless they're going to go out into the world outside of Quebec, which in that region, people stay pretty close to home. It's farming, all that sort of thing. Bush like here, you'll stay close to home. Exactly the same thing here, like where I came from. French wasn't something that we learned as kids out here. I regret it in my case, because I've spent a significant amount of time in Quebec, and I love Quebec, and I love the Quebec people. You need to know how to take them and how to deal with them, and then remember, all they're trying to do is protect their shit, just like people in Alberta are protecting their shit. So you can't fault them for that. So anyway, anybody that's never been to Quebec and then they go and they spend a little time and then they don't come in with a preconceived attitude, they soon find out what I've always known is like, wow, these people are cool and this is a lot of fun up here. So anyways, so like I say, he just doesn't strike me. He's a father, mother, he's been a husband. He's got 3 little kids, and he's just he owns a business. But I'm sure, from the looks of him, he's younger but not young. But I mean, I'm sure that he busted his tail building this thing. And people like that tend to be, I'm not saying always, but they tend to be more honest than just idiots. And I don't think he's an idiot by any way, shape, or form. He's just not. He's not one of those people. So anyways, so I wrote this thing out. She's going to translate it for me. I'm just waiting for the translation. She said it'd probably take a couple hours. She's very busy. You guys are going to be very surprised who she is because she's not unknown. So, yeah, just putting it in 4-wheel drive here. Yeah, I'm not afraid to talk about all that. So, and she certainly isn't. I mean, like I said, she's a bit of a public personality here in Canada. I will say she's been in a couple of movies you probably haven't seen. They're more like the independent kind of things. And I don't know, maybe you did. But anyways, I'll reveal all that at another time. Not for now. Like I say, we just started talking again. We've been talking every day. And she really wants me to come down and have dinner with her in Toronto with her. I said, no problem. It's one of the reasons I went and got the oil changed. So we'll see what happens. She made it clear that, hey, if we're both still single, why don't we have a look at maybe, like, let's go have dinner and see how we both feel. I'm like, okay, well, you won't get me to say no on that. So I told Elsie down in Washington that I'm not going to go forward with this. I know that sounds a bit harsh because she really is a nice girl and she's all right and she's for real and all that. But the more and more I think about it, I'm not leaving Canada for anyone. Hang on. I would have left for her at one point, but going there and visiting, especially in these day and ages, crossing the border, I know I worked hard getting my paperwork all straightened around. I had to do that anyways, just proper way of doing things. You always have your proper ID and all that. So anyhow, so yeah, I don't want to cross that border. The only place I really want to cross the border, I said it the other day, is if I wanted to go to the United States, I'd probably go up through the Yukon, Northwest Torreys into Alaska, visit Alaska and come back. That's probably the only place I want to go. And I know that sounds a bit, but I'm just, no. You know what? I'm 62. I've got an entire country from Newfoundland to Vancouver Island, everything north and south to the American border and not investigate, go out there and see everything in a bus, and then I got my Sable Beach stuff with my friends at White Sands, all that stuff. So, it's kind of like, I don't need to go anywhere. I love Canada. I haven't seen enough of it. I vowed that I would see this country before I transition to the next world or life, if there's one. Hopefully there's one. And so that's it. So I made my decision. She is someone that we did see each other before. She's really cool, decent girl. I can't even remember why we stopped talking. It wasn't anything mad or, it just kind of, we drifted apart. She was getting very busy. 6 years ago, well, that was before Norm died. So, yeah, I think Norm actually knew about her. I'm just thinking about that now. I'm like, yeah, he talked to me about her. Said she's like a really classy girl. You should, maybe take that seriously since she's so interested in you. And I'm interested in her. So, okay, let's switch this around here. How do I do that? Okay. So, yeah. And it was good hearing from her. Like when she reached out and then I reached out and we both kind of went like, hi. And then I didn't answer right away. So she put a question mark. So I said, g'day, which is the traditional greeting out here. And, g'day, lad. And she, she didn't answer back. So I put a question mark. So then she sent 2 days later another hi. And then I said, hi back at you. How are you doing? There we go. Start talking. And like I say, she's very busy right now. She's out west. She's having business meetings with people to do with stuff that she's doing down here in Ontario. It's a film festival thing, but it's not the Toronto International Film Festival, but it's something similar to that. Anyways, we'll get into that later, like I said. But anyways, I agreed to go to Toronto when she gets back and have dinner with her. And we'll see how it progresses from there. So there's a bit of news there. But like I say, she's into the whole bus schooly thing, traveling, doing all that. She's here she is. I mean, she's and she's younger, not young, but younger. And but like here, she's driving one of these great big motor coaches. Like I was looking at those, I'm going, I don't think I really want one of those. Too big. But she's driving one of those around the country all by herself. She learned to drive it. She wasn't relying on any man, and she's definitely not the kind of girl to rely on a man. Like, believe me, man, she takes Gloria Steinem very seriously. And I don't say that like bad. I mean, of course, I believe in equality and all the rest of it. So a lot of the time, I think women are more equal than we are because we men have been in charge of this world for quite a long time. And well, I don't need to tell you, man, we've kind of made a mess of shit. Now, I don't know if they'd do any better if they'd been president and prime minister and all these other things over the last 500 years. But Jesus, man, our track record just hasn't been all that good. So some of it's been real good, but more bad than good. And even now, still the same. So anyhow, with all that aside, she's translating for me because when she saw the bus, she's like, oh, that's a good idea, like blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I could see her like joining me and Luke's caravan, as we're going to be calling it. I don't know. But I mean, we're going to be traveling. Like he said, it'd be better, when you're not alone. Like if let's go to, Cold Lake, Alberta or something, whatever. I have a friend actually, no, not in Cold Lake, the other place, Ron and his wife, Gina, I want to go see them. It begins with the letter C. It's up there in the mountains. There's a webcam I actually watch for that. Anyways, I'm trying to keep this from going too crazy with the length. Because I really hate doing these part 1 and 2 things. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so the idea is that, okay, yeah, I'm up for that trip. Or Luke might say, hey, let's go up to your, place in Deep River, like not my place, but somewhere there, whatever. Travel in pairs, the caravan. So I'd sure she'd be down for that when she's not busy. So, I mentioned to her about the Sable Beach thing and everything, and she's like, okay, we talk about that as well. So, like I say, we haven't seen each other for 6 years, but it's not like we're strangers to each other. I didn't know she was getting into the schoolie or big RV thing and all that. I just found all this out, and I was like, whoa. And she didn't know I was doing it, but she has seen Lad from the Woods. That's how she found me on Instagram. So then from there, we followed each other on Twitter. Yeah, she's obviously watching my channel, the YouTube thing. And so there we go. So she knows, everything here. She knew about this place and everything before anyways, nothing strange to her. She knows I was living in the trailer and my mom's down the hill and I'm staying here while I take care of my mom. So, yeah, so there's news on that. The other thing is, like I said earlier, the ATV has got to go. I'm going to give it to True. I found one that can replace it. I have to go all the way to Sudbury though, but it's a beautiful, now that one is a 2008 or 9 Grizzly. It's in mint condition. It's white and black. It's a really nice color scheme. And it's the same kind of model. It's a Grizzly SE Special Edition Limited, which is what this one is. And I was like, I showed True and he says, that is a sharp looking bike. And I said, perfect for me. It's the newer 700cc model, electric steer. Oh, I didn't ask if that was electric steering. I better double check that because I'm not buying one without electric steering. So, but it's in Sudbury. He's asking an amount. I am going to offer him about $1,800 less than what he's asking. I've told him it's a 5-hour, 6-hour drive for me this time of year, depending if it's snow, could be even longer, but 4 or 5 hours anyways. So, but yeah, and I asked True if he'd go up with me to do that, check it all out, and I'm waiting to see if he's okay. I told him I'd pay him, but he probably won't want to take money, so I'll fix something for him. But, so yeah, so we may end up going up there and I'll be grabbing that one. And then True could take the old red girl and he can do right by her. He'll take that old Grizzly of mine apart from end to end. He'll probably take months doing it, but he'll go over the frame and sand it and fix whatever's fixing and then repaint it. The whole, right from the ground right up. He's already done that with that racing Suzuki of his as well. So, It's not like something new to him, and he's good at it. He's very good at it. So, mm, ice cold coffee. Wow, I just hate like hell throwing it away because it's good coffee. This is that Jamaican Bob Marley's cousin that makes this coffee. So, Lively Up, and it's the dark stuff. So, if any of you guys from Lively Up ever seen want to sponsor me for coffee, that'd be cool. Oh shit! Yeah, you guys from Bull Lake Buddies, like, wow, thank you. I still got to do a separate video, guys, because they sent me, some buy me a coffees, whatever. And I thought, well, it's like $5 or something. No, it's like 20 some bucks they sent. It's like, whoa, okay. Like, that's probably the biggest buy me a coffee I've had yet. So, right on, man. So, all right, well, I got to prepare for the next little cold snap here. No point in me filming bringing wood in. We've done that already. I'm going to go get more wood on Sunday up at Gerard's. I think I'm getting up there Sunday. We've got more snow coming, and he doesn't, he digs out his whole place by hand or whatever he's doing up there. And so that's not easy for him, no doubt. So we may have to go see each other next week. But I've got enough wood for the time it's the cold snap because it's only until Tuesday and then it's getting warm again. And I might just switch back to the button. So, which, like I say, I don't like doing, but this wood stove, it'd almost be handy to have one of those little miniature ones with this one kind of thing. So then when it's a little warmer like that, I can just have quick ones. But the thing that True's doing with the awning and the, porch or whatever he's calling it, that'll be easier. I can just leave that door open, that sliding door would stay open when when the wood stove is on. But it would be like I can still run the hotter fires and it'll be fine just that way. So I may even get him to insulate that front part and he'll put a window. So, I mean, who knows? I wouldn't even mind heating that front part. If I can if I can put my table in there, I'd be okay. As long as I got warmth, I'd be okay. I'd be okay sitting there. So, all right, well, let's end this. So as always, thanks for coming. So I'll have more news as it comes in here, and I'll keep you guys updated. So I hope this isn't too long. If it really is, I'll have to split it. I really don't want to, but anyway, it was a bit of a drive. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this pickup truck. So like I say, it's not for me. I have my pickup truck, and I have enough to do with it. So, okay. So listen, like always, be good to your fellow humans best you can. You won't see this today, maybe. But I hope you guys voted in the Thursday election here for Ontario. It's important to do your votes, especially right now. It's not my business who you vote for. Just get out and vote because this one is important. I know you hear that all the time, but take it from a regular guy. And the last biggest important election we had in this province was back when Pierre Trudeau, the real Trudeau, not that fake thing that's there now. He's not a Trudeau, and I've always said it, and he's also a criminal. But and that's by our Supreme Court, okay? What he did there with the truckers and the money taking out of banks, Supreme Court says he broke the law. So he broke the law. So we have a criminal prime minister in there. So prime minister, that's not a word. Anyways, back in when we were repatriating our constitution, that was Trudeau and the 10 or 9 or 10 premiers, because I'm not sure if we were 10 provinces then. Anyways, 9 or 10 premiers. And the one that was running Ontario was Bill Davis. And he's conservative, so he wasn't our family's. Our family, my mom and dad voted Liberals back then. But Bill Davis was a good premier, did a lot for this province, and he was a good guy to have at the helm when they were going through all this, because all the provinces had to kick in and talk and say, okay, we're not doing this. And of course, Quebec had its own separate thing. So anyway, that election came in around that time. I was probably 17, 18. I'm not able to vote in Canada, unfortunately. But that one was a really important election because of the Constitution. And now, all these years later, we're here again, but now it's different things. The tariffs, all that stuff. So there you go. So be good to your fellow humans. Like I said, vote. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, there's paypal.com/ladfromthewoods. buymeacoffee.com/ladfromthewoods. Thank you again, Bow Lake Buddies. Going to be coming to see you guys soon. And of course, they said they're going to come here. So I know one or two of them, but this other guy I talked to I don't know him, but we're going to meet. So, and I think I'm looking forward to that one. And with the new ATV, they won't be able to get rid of me. Hey, Tyson, you won't be able to get rid of me. You shouldn't have started this. Anyways, kidding. I'm just messing with you. Not so. Anyways, so I'll have more news on this ATV thing. I just reached out to the guy today, so we're just in the initial blab blab stage, and well, I'll have more news on the bus. So be good to your fellow human. Please like, subscribe. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, there we go. Enough. So peace, long life, and live long as prosper. You say that to all the people you meet, and it's like, well, that's a pretty good thing to say to some other human. So, and there you go, man. See ya. I'm gonna go have another coffee, and I'm gonna bring in my firewood.
Sun is hot in the sky.